Good afternoon. My name is Matthew Pardo. Today is the 8th of February, and I'm going to be discussing today why I became a civil engineer and how I became a civil engineer, starting with my past and choosing engineering and moving on to where I am today, as well as my future plans where I'm going to graduate this semester and start working and how I want to further my career and what certifications and measures I'm going to take to further my career. So I'm going to be starting off with when I was in high school and when I was choosing a major from 2019 to about 2021, I was in between education and engineering for my college major. I always loved teaching my younger siblings how to solve their problems, and I was always helping them with homework and studying and their education. However, I was more passionate about engineering as well as I always loved math and science and physics. And I always had an interest in infrastructure and a curiosity on how infrastructure works and how I could potentially work in a field with infrastructure. And that's where I came across civil engineering. So ultimately, I had a choice between three uh, different disciplines of civil engineering: construction, water resources, and land development. I actually had internships in all three of these fields. And while in college, I did love all of them. I kind of was least passionate about construction, and I did love water resources, but ultimately I chose land development, where I would be working on projects that involve developing the land, as the name says, around new infrastructure projects. And this kind of leads to where I am now and where I plan to be in the future. Like I stated, post graduation, I have plans to start working at Bowler Engineering in Warren, New Jersey, and kind of further my career there, as well as with education. I plan to get my master's in civil engineering, as well as my master's in business administration. I plan to start that in fall of this year. And along with that, I do have plans to start my FE, as well as in the coming years, my PE license, to become a project manager and kind of have my own team in the future and see where that takes me. So to summarize my path to engineering, it started with me choosing between education and engineering, where uh, I'm grateful I did choose engineering, as I do love this field, and more specifically where I am now, where I had to decide between three different disciplines of engineering. And like I said, land development was more for me, and the design of different engineering projects and infrastructure projects. And that leads to where I plan to be in the future and how I want to further my education and my certifications in the field. All these three, the accumulation of these three, was my path to engineering and why I became a civil engineer. And I'm very, very grateful I did choose this field. And I hope you enjoyed my path to engineering and how I became a civil engineer. Thank you.